Hello everyone, and welcome to our topic today, whose voice are you listening to? Well, this is a crazy time, and believe it or not, this is going to be my Christmas gift to you. We're ending this year with like crazy things, right? And so I want us to just take a pause and talk about what we're thinking about, to think about what we're thinking about and whose voices we are listening to that we are allowing to manipulate our thinking. And voices manipulate our thinking. So I am going to use a girly example. And we are talking today about wisdom. And that's our theme since we started this group this summer. Get more wisdom. And I believe that we cannot age gracefully without wisdom. How do we know how to age gracefully if we're not wise, right? So here we go. I'm going to use, like I said, a girly example, my hair. So I had this opinion that overlooked the facts. Facts, knowledge, truth, okay? My opinion was that my hair, I looked better with longer hair, fuller hair, right? I've been trying to make that work forever. That was my opinion. Where did I get that from? Who was I listening to? Me, myself, and I? So, okay, that's the first part of how we receive information. From where? Whose voice? Who told me that was the way that I looked the best? And keep doing that crazy fussing with my hair all the time. So my conclusion then was that I believed that truth. That was truth. From where? Why? Why did I believe that? And so I accepted it. And then my actions or my implementation to that truth based on no fact was that I had daily frustrations and time, effort, all of that. So I'm using this example to emphasize that we often take opinions as fact or knowledge. I was way off base. And it takes like a little bit of courage to change what we've always thought was truth, right? And that's where we are today. There are so many loud voices literally screaming at us. Do this, don't do that. If you do this, this will happen. Really? Are we looking at one voice, one opinion, and taking that as literally the gospel truth? So it was not wisdom for me to apply my own opinion to how, well, for a woman, their hair is an everyday thing. So this was affecting my everyday living. Fast forward to what we're hearing all the time. How is what you're hearing affecting your everyday life? And from who are you listening? So your mind is your gatekeeper. Anything that you allow into your mind is going to determine or control your life. This is why I have 2 chapters in my book, Design Smarts, in the acronyms. M is mindset and A is attitude, because nothing happens in your life without you determining your response to it. Circumstances, all the time. I think it was Charles Swindoll that said 20% of what happens in life is circumstantial, but 80% of how we live in those circumstances is our attitude to that circumstance. Point taken, right? So, excuse me, we are now in this fear from everywhere. Doom and gloom. Ain't it awful? Ain't it awful? My dear Jewish friends, it's oy vey. Oh, did you hear this? And don't do this. Ah, wow, what a hard way to decipher all of this. Jake wants to be part of us today. Jakey, down. So, I'm hearing a lot, and this isn't all about the virus. This is about just everything going on this year. But about the virus, I hear, well, I believe the science. I'm like, well, and you know, I try not to get into all this because my role is not to judge. I believe I am an encourager and a teacher, not one judging who does what and who doesn't want to do whatever. But when I hear that, I'm thinking, okay, which scientist? There's lots of different scientific opinions out there. So if we're taking one person, he or she or whomever they are, and that's our gospel truth, we could be misled easily. So, are we speaking ourselves light-filled words of hope and encouragement? Or are we one of those ones that are out there like, oh, you can't do this and don't do that and why and all that? Or are we listening to other people that are full of hope and life and encouragement that can help not keep piling on more stress and more weight of what is already in our world today? So, again, I believe that aging gracefully is impossible without gaining wisdom and living in that wisdom. It allows you, wisdom gives you the understanding of when to apply a truth. An easy example is when I walk outside with Jake, nobody's around on the golf course. I'm not wearing a mask. But if I'm with people, absolutely I am. So to me, that is wisdom. That's understanding. I'm using my wisdom, i.e. understanding of when to apply a truth. I want to say Jake is not a problem, but somebody might comment that he might be or whatever. So I'm not going there. I didn't say that. So we're hearing a lot about what not to do, right? But are we hearing that much about what to do? We've talked before about staying healthy and getting healthy. One of the major things there is your immune system, revving it up now more than ever. Get more knowledge about this, you all. I have almost a nutrition minor way back. The basics are the same, but it changes all the time. For instance, now we know, or we're hearing and learning, if you're listening to the right voices, that vitamin D supplement is really helpful to keep us healthy and for different flus, not only this current jazz, but vitamin D and vitamin C. Now, I know, don't comment and tell me you can't overdo because it's a fat soluble. Yes, but we need way more. I think I read, and I talked about this before, 80% of Americans are deficient in vitamin D. So look that up. Get knowledge so you can be wise in your understanding of how to rev up yourself. Vitamin C, water soluble. Been hearing about that for decades. But those two can really help you. That's a voice to listen to. Get adequate sleep. If because people were stuck or in isolation, they think, oh, I'm just going to stay up every night and sleep in. I hope that's not you. because what good is on? And without the right kind of sleep, we drag through our days, but also more knowledge is we need that rest for our immune system. That's the only time our body repairs itself, is when we're in that REM sleep. Drink water, water, water. Here where we are in the winter, the heat is on. I'm parched all the time. Actually, air conditioning makes me dehydrated too. But that is a huge thing to, okay, whose voice are we listening to? Listen to your body. It's thirsty. We need a lot of water. Exercise. You saw that picture of Jake and I out in the snow. My late mom would walk with her friends 5 miles. I've told you all. I haven't come close to that a day. But I do get my exercise, and I do make it a point to do that. I don't just hope it does that, okay? And of course, eat healthy. I mean, there's just a lot to be said about that. So my friends, if you're spending this forced isolation on us, pent up, watching TV, constantly on social media, listening to the ain't it awful folks, ain't it awful, ain't it terrible, you are not, I'm sorry to tell you, living in your doing. Your doing is all the things I just listed. So what? You know the rest of this. So that you can be in your being. You will be the light. You will be healthy and ready. This is not going to last forever. We know that. Nothing does. So, but wait. There's hope. There is always, always hope if we listen to the right voice. And Proverbs 3:13, those who find true wisdom obtain the tools, parentheses mine, knowledge, for understanding and the proper way to live. I'm going to repeat that. It's so right there. Proverbs 3:13, those who find true wisdom obtain the tools for understanding the proper way to live. Boom. Can't say it any plainer than that. Boom, boom, boom. Wisdom, knowledge, understanding. So wisdom takes those raw, real, truthful facts and turns them into the right conclusions to implement the right way to live. So today, make it your commitment to refocus every day. We all have those yuck days, of course, granted. But overall, get up. Be hopeful. How are you going to do something for yourself today or somebody else that you haven't done? Any of these things will make a difference in your life. And remember, a lot of the voices we're listening to are our own. Like mine was incorrect about that. And if you get up and listen, I don't feel so good, I'm just going to hang out and watch TV. Oh, I hope that's not you as a habit every day. You are better than that. You can do more for yourself so you can be more for others. Be smart, you all. Do not stay bound in all this fear out there. Equip yourself. This will be over, like I said, and you will be prepared to move on into 2021, ready, healthy, full of life, ready to grab all that 2021 has for you. So, all I want to say, I love you all. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you in January.